Darkness kills, destroys the will. Find a spark, make hearts thrill. Hear the tales of time so grim. Shine a light, don't let it dim. Heather Brown downtown, bound. True crime story she's found. In the shadows, secret stay. Need a light that finds the way.
Welcome back to another episode of Defeating the Darkness. This episode is part 2 of Defeating the Darkness True Crime Stories with Downtown Heather Brown. I am Heather Brown, your host. I'm a former homicide and sexual assault prosecutor. And our episode today is the second part of Mystery Guest, which we filmed another episode with my students from Cal State Fullerton. A super exciting episode, so go back and listen to the beginning so you can hear the students try to guess who the mystery guests that I brought to class are. And they have submitted their answers to who they think is mystery guest 1, 2, and 3. And this episode, we're going to find out who they are. So let's see who won mystery guest. All right. So here are our guesses. Okay, Ashley. Where are you at, Ashley? Raise your hand. Just what? Okay. Oh, so I can't guess. I can't say your name. I'll just say the guesses. Okay. All right. All right. That was. I'll put that under here. Okay. I won't say the name, but this person guessed number 1, homicide detective. Number 2, detective police investigator. And number 3, an expert DNA witness. The bald guy. Okay. Number 1, a detective. Number 2, correction officer. Number 3, a judge. Number 1, FBI agent. Number 2, a police officer. Number 3, a criminal defense attorney. Okay. 1, FBI agent. 2, probation officer. 3, criminal defense attorney. Number 1, undercover agent. Number 2, coroner. Number 3, social worker. Hey, no faces. The game's still going. What the heck?
I'm seeing that just might be a little rough around the edges.
True.
Well, that's a good guess.
Really, your face showed good guess. Okay, number 1, sergeant. Number 2, a juror. Number 3, bodyguard.
A juror.
Number 1, FBI agent. Number 2, a lawyer. Number 3, deputy coroner or SWAT. It's a double guess. Number 1, FBI. Number 2, victim advocate. Number 3, correctional officer. Number 1, Homeland Security. Number 2, FBI. Number 3, a bounty hunter. Number 1, FBI agent. Number 2, detective. Number 3, PI. Number 1, CSI. Number 2, forensic pathologist. Number 3, defense attorney. Number 1, forensic examiner. Number 2, detective. Number 3, criminologist. Number 1, FBI agent. Number 2, correction officer. And number 3, criminal prosecutor. Number 1, homicide detective. Number 2, clerk. Number 3, court bailiff. Number 1, CIA. Number 2, DA. Number 3, works inside the jail. Number 1, specialized unit undercover. Number 2, homicide detective. Number 3, social worker. That's 2 social worker votes for you, mystery guest. I hope you're not rolling up to my kids' school. Okay, number 1, FBI agent. Number 2, homicide detective. And number 3, prosecutor. And I think I said this one, CSI, forensic, and defense attorney. Okay, hold on. That's it. Those are the guesses. All right, well, none of you have guessed all 3. There's been a few of you who have guessed correctly in some way, shape, or form. So now,
Everybody gets $1.
Now,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, and so what I want you to do is on those little forms with the Defeating the Darkness, I think I have one person, so we'll turn this back. All right. So this is what we're going to do. Since none of you got them all right, I'm going to tell you the 3 occupations, and you have to, on your piece of paper, tell me which one is which. You got it? Okay. One's a stripper. I'm just kidding. I know you all are going to say number 3. It's obvious.
Magician.
Yeah.
But
Magic Mike.
okay, so one of these mystery guests is a criminal defense attorney. One of these guests is a cold case homicide investigator. And one of these guests is a deputy coroner. So now you got to put on your sheet which one is the coroner, which one's the cold case investigator, and which one's the defense attorney. You got it? You guys have to split the pot or something. All right, pass them up, pass them up. Look at me like being a teacher. Okay. All right. So we have guest number 1, homicide investigator, deputy coroner, and defense attorney. It says DA, but that's not a defense attorney. But CDA, yeah, criminal defense attorney. I got it. It's the initials. Okay. Guest number 1, cold case investigator. 2, criminal defense attorney. 3, oh wait, you wrote 1, 3, 2. Deputy coroner 2, 3, criminal defense attorney. Cold case investigator, deputy coroner, criminal defense. Homicide investigator, criminal defense attorney number 2, deputy coroner number 3. Cold case, I'm sorry, 1, 2, okay. Guest number 1, coroner. Guest number 2, defense attorney. Guest number 3, cold case investigator. Cold case number 1, cold case homicide investigator, deputy coroner, criminal defense attorney. Number 1, cold case investigator, deputy coroner number 2, criminal defense attorney number 3. Number 1, cold cases. Number 2, coroner. 3, criminal defense attorney. Number 1, homicide detective. Number 2, criminal defense. Number 3, deputy coroner. Deputy coroner. Number 1, cold case homicide detective number 2, and criminal defense attorney number 3. Number 1, coroner. Number 2, cold case. Number 3, criminal defense attorney. Number 1, homicide. Number 2, criminal. Number 3, guest number 3, coroner. Number 1, homicide investigator. Number 2, coroner. Number 3, criminal defense attorney. Number 1, cold case. Number 2, criminal defense attorney. Number 3, coroner. Number 1, coroner. Number 2, criminal defense attorney. Number 3, cold case investigator. Number 1, cold case. Number 2, deputy coroner. Number 3, defense attorney. Number 1, cold case. 2, coroner. 3, defense attorney. Number 1, cold case. 2, coroner. 3, defense attorney. Cold case investigator number 1, criminal defense attorney number 3, and coroner number 2. Okay. Cold case, deputy coroner, criminal defense attorney. Cold case, deputy coroner, criminal defense attorney. Okay, I might have read these already. All right. Will the cold case detective please stand up? Number 1. Bob Taft, cold case, homicide detective. We're going to have to ask him some questions. Okay, number 2. Will the deputy coroner please stand up? Yep, look at the reaction. What? Deputy coroner, not who you thought. All right, and will the stripper please stand up? Will the criminal defense, not the criminal defense attorney, please? The criminal defense attorney. Yes. Sahlberg, my law partner, Sahlberg. So, there you have it. Sally, we like to call him. And yeah, wow, you guys were good. Okay, so I'm thinking there are three of you that, I mean, not three of you. There's a batch of you that won that. Let's see, one. Nope, that's not right. I'm gonna have to go through these and see who won. I'll do that in a minute, but I want to keep us moving. So, now that you know what they do, we have former detective, right? Just retired, I think today.
Thursday. I retire next Thursday.
Orange County Sheriff.
Just retired from the Orange County Sheriff's Department as a cold case homicide investigator. Bob Taft, we've worked together for years and years and years on all kinds of cases, and he's amazing. And it's a sad day that he left the Sheriff's Department, but we all have to retire sometime. So welcome, mystery guest number
I
one.
appreciate it. Thank you for having me, folks.
And I'm going to open it up if anybody has any questions for our guests. So I want to move next to Michelle. And your last name, I'm spacing on it right now.
Hartney. And
Hartney.
Orange County Sheriff as well.
Orange County. And you are still working.
Retired a year ago.
Oh, she retired a year ago. So retired deputy coroner.
Investigator.
I'm sure you all have a lot of questions about her. And
A couple of my peeps out there.
yeah, I was like, oh, interested in dead bodies, huh? Okay, and then we have the infamous Sahlberg. So if anybody had actually watched my podcast, they would have known and had the inside scoop about that, because he's been on one of my episodes. But yes, thank you so much. So does anybody have any questions now that you know what they do? Come on. Yes.
Was it Mr. Tapp?
Sir, yes.
So currently I'm writing a paper for a different class that's dealing with a few years ago after the George Floyd incidents, Colorado, New Mexico, and I believe New York City as well passed some bills that got rid of qualified immunity for police officers. Do you think that California is going to move in the direction of eliminating, because I know you have a background in law enforcement, do you believe they're going to go that way in the future, near future?
You know, it's really hard to say. I don't follow a lot of legislation. I mean, obviously we have to take training, ongoing, professional training, and keep abreast of all this stuff. I would probably say, given the current climate of how society looks at law enforcement and is keeping law enforcement accountable to a new revised level, that I think for officers that are involved in blatant criminal conduct, they may eliminate qualified immunity.
All right, anyone else?
Yes, sir.
Or Mr. Tapp, how long does it take for cold cases to get cold?
Whew. I would say there's not a definitive time. It's just when you run out of investigative leads. That could happen in a matter of days or weeks, given a current homicide, or it may take months to years to when a case becomes cold. And there's various reasons as to why a case may become cold. It may be because you don't have any additional leads. It may be because the handling investigator is inundated with other current cases and he has to give priority to those current cases and he just can't get back to that other case. Or it may be that that particular detective or investigator is transferred to a different detail and nobody picks up that case after they left. So it could be a various number of reasons, but there's no specific time frame as when a case becomes cold.
Do you guys ever go back to the case?
Absolutely. That's my primary job. Most of the cases I investigate are 30 or 40 years old.
Wow. And yes, we got more questions. Here we go.
For guest 1 and 2, has it caused PTSD or traumatizing at all?
For me specifically, no. And I know that sounds somewhat insensitive, but it just takes a different type of person to handle that job. I've done it for 20 years, and I can literally walk out the door and just leave it at the office and not bring it home for me. And I've seen some pretty crazy stuff. And I still haven't seen everything. So
How many homicide cases have you, or dead bodies? Let's just say, how many dead bodies have you gone to?
Statistically, in my career, I've investigated over 40,000 deaths.
40,000 deaths. And does the deputy coroner go out to every death?
No. So there's different criteria as to how the coroner falls into it. A death can be called into the office. It could be a hospital death, a natural death, depending on when the decedent had last seen their physician. If there's nothing suspicious, then it might be something where we take it as what we call a phone case. If it's someone that's died out in the field, a coroner's always going to respond to that death, whether it's natural, suicide, murder, homicide, accidental. We will go out and put eyes on the scene and determine if indeed that's the manner of the death, the mode of death, and so on and so forth.
And what's the difference between a coroner and a pathologist?
Pathologist is the doctor that performs the autopsies. A coroner, I'm a death investigator, so I go out in the field and again handle all the field aspects, and I'm also the one that will order all the types of tests that need to be done. If I go out into the field and I feel it's necessary for that decedent to have an autopsy, then I will arrange that through the pathologist through my office, as well as toxicology and any additional tests that we may need to do as well to determine the cause of death.
And mystery guest number 2 can
3.
Sorry, I'm saying 2, but I'm looking at 3. Before you were a stripper, what did you do for a living?
So, I used to be a deputy sheriff in LA County. So you, tell me your name. I'm pointing to you. Yep. Yes. Yvonne? Yeah. You asked a great question. So I used to be a deputy sheriff in LA County, and whatever, you get in a lot of fights. Do you know the first job of a deputy sheriff in any county? To work the custody, right? Work the jails. In fact, I was just thinking about this on my way up here. So one day, I was probably a year into custody, and I worked at Men's Central Jail in LA, which is a really, really rough spot, right? And we had to park off-site and walk in, and I was walking in one day, and I saw, I don't know what the proper term is now, a little person, right? Whatever, right? And he's talking about me. No, not you.
Hey, Bob, what do they call you these days? I'm just kidding.
This little dude had tied bed sheets together, right? I'm walking up and it's a closed facility, and he had tied bed sheets together, and he was literally scaling down the wall. And I was walking up with another deputy, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, we looked up, and I was like, damn, that's a little condescending.
But
That was a terrible joke. I guess I get that joke. A little condescending.
Condescending.
If I have to explain that to you, it'd be funny.
Oh my God. We might have to cut that part.
well, you know, it's funny that you should mention that joke, because that's actually how Heather and I met.
How?
Pray
Oh.
tell.
Jail escape.
We did. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
That's
from
right.
Nairi?
from Nairi. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. What are you doing
Yeah.
making jokes about that,
That's not funny.
Salver?
Shit, that's not funny. Don't laugh at
My
that.
scariest moment.
Yes,
When the
as I was.
inmate that we
Yes.
lured out of Iran and we're about to start trial escaped from Men's Central Jail. And Detective
terrible.
Orange
Taft
County.
was the one who was assigned to help and talking to me in the middle of the night and getting the information and trying
That
to
was LA County. That
protect
shit
me.
didn't happen there.
Yeah, that is Orange County. We're kind
We're
of
soft
jelly.
down here.
Yeah, we're kind of.
Yeah, we let everybody escape, right? Okay, any other questions? I have 1,000 for, yes.
I'm sorry, guest 3, I didn't catch your name earlier.
Sahlberg is my name.
Solver?
Sahlberg, yes.
Okay,
Like, better call Solberg.
got it. So, sorry, how many years have you worked as a criminal defense attorney?
I think I'm at 20 or 21 now.
Okay. And during that time, how common was it for your, whoever you represented to fire you as their attorney?
It's happened because well, first of all, I don't represent rapists and robbers and shitheads. I represent good people that fumble, right? That make a mistake. So, but sometimes even if you make a mistake, there are going to be consequences, and sometimes people, very wealthy people, don't like to hear the fact that this is reality and this is the way this is going to go. So I haven't been fired very often, but I have been fired. Yes. So we'll have a disagreement about how this is going to play out, but I'm pretty straight about all that stuff with people.
It's a good question.
It's a great question.
What made you think of that question?
I have a court observation class, so every Tuesday we go down to the central court, and yeah, it's been kind
You
of.
watch lawyers get fired?
No, we just we have like discussion questions every week, and it was kind of one of the questions we had to discuss was about like sort of that proper. We asked our judge that we report to, just they kind of explained that, so that was on my mind. So.
Yeah. That's a good question.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, over here.
Mr. Taft, how long does it usually take, like once you join the sheriff's, to go into like a specialty unit, like detectives or like a K-9 unit or something like that? And does having prior military experience help you like kind of boost up into that?
Yes and no. I mean, that's a pretty broad spectrum. And I've been with the Sheriff's Department 32 years. Things are very different now than they were when I was initially hired. When I first started, I spent 7 years in the jail. And at that time, there was no other place to go. Like, you were in the jail as a Deputy 1, period, until you went to patrol. Now you can go to transportation, you can go to courts, you can go to welfare offices. There's many different options before you even get to patrol. And the time is significantly shorter. You have people going out to patrol in 2 to 3 years now, when it took me 7 to get out there. As far as getting on specialty details, a lot of it depends. Since I had a former military background, I was able to get on the SWAT team while I was still in the jail. So that took about 6 years. Once I had SWAT experience, once I started getting a little bit older, SWAT's a young man's game. I transitioned to the bomb squad. I was on bomb squad for 6 years. To get into K-9s, you have to have patrol experience. So however long it takes you to get comfortable in patrol before you move on to those specialty details. And again, probably for most sheriff's agencies, jail, patrol. That's the normal transition of things. And then once you get into patrol and essentially make your bones in patrol, you can go anywhere you want. You can go gangs, you can go narcs, anything like that. So the time frame now is reduced, but the process is still the same. For me, I promoted to the investigator in 2008. I'm the last of the breed. Nobody retires as an investigator anymore. They all promote to sergeant, captain, lieutenant, assistant sheriff. I'm one of the only ones that stayed an investigator my entire career.
But you're specialized now.
Yeah, but I work in a very
Genealogy.
special niche. I work cold cases. We do a lot of forensic investigative genetic genealogy now. So, and the good thing about a large agency is the gambit is open for you because you can pretty much go wherever you want. Smaller agencies, they don't have as many options. And then some agencies, you spend some time in patrol, you go to an investigation, to a detective, and then you rotate back to patrol. Sheriff's Department is not like that. You can stay in your detail as long as you want. So hopefully that answered your question in a very long-winded way.
Michelle, I have there was another student had a question. Go ahead. What's your question?
Do you have a specific case that resonates with you?
Well, the first one that comes to mind is a case that we just discussed recently. It's very, very silly. It's very silly. It involved a cutie. Do you know what a cutie is? An orange, a little tangerine. And it's a silly, silly case. It was in LA County and it was in Bellflower. And, you know, LA County is letting bad guys loose like crazy. And they prosecuted my guy for throwing a cutie, a half-eaten cutie, at a car that didn't even hit the car. And the guy was very, I don't want to say non-athletic, but he was not
Athletic.
a super athletic guy. And the cutie didn't even come close to hitting the car. And they were prosecuting him, filed a case against him for vandalism for throwing a cutie at a car, which just absolutely blew my mind that they would do that. So that's a case that HB and I just discussed recently on one of our other podcasts, just because it's so ridiculously silly. And she was eager to be able to try that case with me. She said, we're going to have some fun. I said, hell yeah, we will.
Oh yeah, I'm like, and then we were joking. I was like, how far I've fallen, right? I used to like prosecute serial killers, and now I'm like, well, I have a guy who threw a cutie, happy and orange.
So yeah, that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Silly.
Yes.
Well, I was gonna ask you for both of you guys, OC, right? Do you guys work with Mike Miyoko?
I do not recognize that name.
Mike Miyoko is Santa Ana CSI.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good friend of mine. He's been there well, I don't know if he's retired now, but he's been around a while. So as a coroner, just putting it out there, even though I'm Orange County Sheriff, the coroner is countywide. So I can go in Fountain Valley, I can be in San Juan Capistrano, I can be in Yorba Linda, I can be in Fullerton, I can be anywhere. The coroner goes countywide. So we work with all agencies, but that's how I know Mike and Santa Ana.
And nothing happens. I'll tell you, as a former homicide prosecutor, nothing happens until the coroner shows up. Like there's the scene, and you go out and like as the DA, I would check out the scene, but until the coroner gets there, nobody's
not allowed to touch anything.
Not allowed
the
to.
coroner
Nobody's
gets very angry.
Yes, nobody's allowed to do anything. So oftentimes, like I would get called out to a homicide scene, and I'd go and sometimes you can see the scene without going through it, but until the coroner got there. So I would always say, call me when the coroner gets there, and then I'm going to roll out. And I learned that the hard way, because I'd go out to a scene and I'd stand around for 3-4 hours with the cops. Because perhaps not her, but there's
Maybe
other
we're waiting
ones
for a search warrant or
There's-
something of that nature.
Yeah, it's a long wait in cold nights sometimes. Yankee hat.
My name is Salter. As being a former deputy sheriff, was there something that you saw in the system here or system that it didn't seem to be?
That's a great question. The answer is no. So I went to law school while I was a deputy, not ever wanting to be a lawyer, but I had visions of being the sheriff of LA County one day. And I thought a law degree would help me. And you get in a lot of fights, right? It's part of the deal. And I got in a fight one day and went down a flight of stairs and tore apart both my ankles real badly. So multiple surgeries later, they retired me from the sheriff's department. So I took the bar exam and started practicing law. Right? That wasn't my plan, but we adjust, right? And we figure things out as we go. So yes, it wasn't something specific like that made me change course. It was just a fight with a bad guy.
Anybody else before I chime in? Yep.
Do you have to get elected to become a deputy coordinator?
That's a great question.
No.
How do you become a deputy
The
coroner?
only elected position would be the chief deputy coroner. But no, you're just hired in. I'm hired in just like any other deputy is, and then you go through the process and got to, of course, complete the criteria and qualify and what have you. But we go through an academy as well and carry firearms and powers of arrest and all of that.
And how many deputy coroners are there?
At this time, I think we've budgeted now to 21. When I first started, we were 18, and at one point, probably about 10, 12 years ago, we were down to 8 for the entire county, so it was rough.
Wow, that must have been when I was waiting hours for him to show up. I'm guessing. I'd be like, where is that coroner? Oh, my heavens.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So there's 21 for the entire county.
Okay, I think there was one other hand before yes.
What steps do you think we should take to become a deputy coroner?
So deputy coroner, the criteria to qualify is it's a medical legal death investigator is the official term. So you need to have experience in both sides, some medical, some law enforcement, and it can be in any variation, whether it's 90-20, 50-50, 40-60. I suggest a lot of people, for myself, back in the day, I was initially an EMT. So I got that experience, which is very entry level, But then I went through the police academy, and I got the rest of my experience through LASO. I went through LA Sheriff's Academy 20-something years ago. I won't tell you. I'm a little old, but yes.
And there's a great article about you that I was able to read. And if we Google your name, we can find that article. I'll give you guys a copy of that article, but it's
a
fast.
really cool article, and it was written by Behind the Badge here in Orange County, and it explains what the coroner does, and it actually tells you why I do the job that I do.
Well, tell us. We want to hear it.
Well, like my friend here, someone mentioned that they had a loved one that passed away in LA. Okay. I had a brother that was murdered in Anaheim. Same exact reasons as exactly why you want to go into law enforcement as well. And it's unsolved. And, when I was young, you guys aren't going to remember this, but there was a show on TV called Quincy. I was very much influenced by that show, very much such as like the CSI and all these other forensic shows that you see now. And when he was shot dead in a parking lot in the head in Anaheim at a bar, and completely unsolved. It's a cold case. And
How come this guy can't figure it out?
well,
I've tried.
Okay.
But the problem is it's an Anaheim case. I'm
it's
Orange County
different
Sheriff.
jurisdiction.
Yeah.
So I just can't go in and take their case.
And if
investigate
anybody
it.
knows, just on a little personal level, we are a couple. We did not meet.
What? We are?
Just met him in the parking lot. We've been a couple for 6.5 years. We did not meet at work. We actually met in San Diego at a mutual friend's birthday party, unrelated, and
Here we are.
once we learned our careers, we actually learned a lot from each other. Didn't know each other, never even had seen each other prior to that in all the years of our work on the department. So since then, I think we've worked 1 or 2 actual homicide cases together, oddly enough. So yes, we bounce a lot off of each other and have a lot of that experience. A lot of what he does complements what I do, and a lot of things that I have knowledge of as far as forensics, maybe autopsy reports, types of injuries, can certainly help him out when he's pulling cold cases out and trying to decipher, what he's got in his case files here. I can certainly help and interpret as well. So it kind of complements both ways. So, and sorry, I went squirrel. There was a question. Oh, my buddy here. So I got into the job as well, just with my brother's case. It is still unsolved. I'm pretty sure I know what's happened, but the suspect that I think that killed him is also deceased. He died in prison. So unfortunately, we don't have any type of closure, but I want to go out just like you, and I want to help families that are in the same position. So my condolences to you on what you've gone through. I absolutely get it. And anyone else here, another guy mentioned that he has lost some friends and, I think gangs and what have you. So I completely understand.
Yeah. I have one last question for you. Michelle, can you tell the class what rigor mortis is and lividity and the difference between those two things?
Okay, so rigor mortis, when a body dies, as time goes on, every 30 minutes, the body will stiffen up. It's the muscles. It's the lactic acid that builds up in the muscles, and it causes the body to become rigid. The more time passes, the more rigid the body will become. And it's what we commonly, there's a formula. It's not a perfect science, but it's 12, 12, and 12. So rigor mortis will start setting in the body, starting at the feet. It will take 12 hours to process through the body all the way up to the head. It'll remain in the body for 12 hours, and then it'll start to dissipate, again, starting at the feet and dissipating all the way up to the head again. It's where you get your 36 hours. So when you examine a body, you can kind of get an idea where you're finding rigor mortis in the body. Is it dissolving? Is it forming? So it kind of gives you an idea on a time frame. Lividity is all the bodily fluids that settle in the body based on your position. If you die face down, all the fluids are now going to pool to the lower portion of the body, so based on gravity. So that's why if you've seen a dead body, pictures, maybe on TV, it's not always the same. It's not as pretty as it is on TV. If you're dark in the face, it looks like bruising to a lot of people. It's actually just all the blood, the fluids, and everything settling in that body. After 24 hours, it sets. It's permanent. You can push on it, and it's not going to move. It's not going to dissipate. It's not going to give you a timeline. It gives you an idea of how long that body's been there. If you were to arrive on scene, and you're seeing all this lividity in the face and it's dark, but they're laying on their back, it means somebody moved the body. So it kind of gives you an idea. You can really tell with the science and the changes of what the body occurs, you can piece it all together as far as a timeline.
Wow, that's fascinating. And I do have one more question, but we're running out of time. I'm going to ask this one last question. When you see like bugs and stuff start to, this is a terrible question to end on, but I find what you do fascinating. When you see like, ants or what's the other, maggots and stuff, like what point does that start to, would you see on a body?
Ants, I don't know what it is, man. You could die and within minutes they're calling the troops. Ants will be like, hello, party over here. And the ants will absolutely come immediately. Maggots, they're a little bit more, they have a life cycle. So it starts with the fly. Fly lays eggs, the eggs hatch, and those are the maggots. And I'm a little rusty in my entomology. I mean, I took it years ago here at Cal State.
Oh, yes. And alum from Cal State Fullerton with a criminal justice major, too.
I can't remember the life cycle of a fly, but it's rather quickly. So, I mean, if you want to go into detail, flies, they love eyes, noses, mouths. They like moisture. So that's where they're going to lay most of their eggs. Most of the time when I go out on scene and there are maggots, if they're big in size, they've been there a while because unfortunately that's what they feed on is the deceased person. So you can tell the size of the larvae of the maggots, and I'll just tell you roughly, again, a time frame.
Wow, that is so fascinating. We're out of time for this particular show, but I would love to have you both back on the show to talk to you about in depth what you do. And, for those of you who don't listen, though you should start listening, Sahlberg is a recurring guest on my podcast. So you're coming back whether you want to or not, Sahlberg.
Yes.
Unless you're out, stripping or something.
Yes, do
But
that.
I would love to have you both back to talk about some fascinating case. So anyway, we are out of time, and that's going to be a wrap for tonight for our episode. So gosh, thank you all so much. And thank you, students. Great questions. Super fun game. Playing mystery guest. You guys are awesome. I wish you all the best of luck. And wow, until we meet again, that's a wrap for Defeating the Darkness. And if you are in your darkest hour and you can't find the light, be the light. See you next time.
Be the light, shine so bright.